Fan turn into June Bufan. He always admired Her Majesty the Empress. There's no way, Xiao Fan has been hiding this from us all along. Alas! I, too, have seen the flowing shadow stone. There's no need for everyone to despair. Based on what I know, June Fan was most likely possessed by June Bufan. The people in the royal residence cried out in shock. What? Xiao Fan really? Young Master Chang'e. We truly had no idea about this. Yes. Young Master Chang'e, please help us. Gu Chang'e put on a righteous facade and said, everyone, don't panic. I have a connection with Miss Jun Jiao, and I came here precisely to help. Right now, Shi Jiao is furious, and I can't dissuade her. However, I can secure an opportunity for you all to redeem yourselves. But this matter is extremely dangerous. Miss Jun Jiao, are you willing to take the risk? Everyone turned to look at Jun Jiao, their eyes filled with confusion. Suddenly, Jun Jiao knelt down and loudly declared, as long as I can save my family from misery and avenge my younger brother, I will never refuse. Gu Chang'e responded, Miss Jun Jiao, why do this? The scene transitions. A while later, outside the prison cell, Gu Chang'e sighed and said, sigh. I didn't directly help you clear your name, and I'm even making you take this risk. Doesn't that make me feel even more guilty? Honestly, I don't want to send you either. But June Bufan is probably scheming to throw the demon realm into chaos. Right now, you may be the only one who can stop him. I worry for your safety. This jade talisman holds my full-powered strike. If you encounter danger, at the very least, it will keep you from losing your life. With that, he turned and left, leaving Ji Yao utterly confused. The scene transitions to the Grand Tutor's residence. Yu Wei exclaimed in shock, what? Is what father said true? The Grand Tutor sighed, that recording stone doesn't lie. His Majesty has already issued an order forbidding the leak of this information. Once June Fan returns, we will capture him like a turtle in a jar. Yu Wei thought to herself, June Fan is June Bufan. That means the assassination attempt on the Sacred Mountain a few days ago was orchestrated by him, and now the suppression of the Heavenly King's manor is also implicated because of him, Earlier, he even sent me a message asking for help deciphering the runes of an ancient ruin, Does he not know my current situation? No, I need to ask him in person. I refuse to believe that June Fan is such a treacherous and evil person, Then she said, Father, I won't tell anyone about this, but I must leave for a while. The Grand Tutor sighed, Yu Wei, you've grown up. There are many things I could try to persuade you on, but you probably wouldn't listen. I know you have ties with June Fan, but you must understand, this is no trivial matter. I believe even Her Majesty the Empress is just a pawn in this grand game. The one who truly wants to take down June Bufan is likely Gu Chang'e. Once you get caught up in this storm, you may end up shattered to pieces. The scene transitions to the forbidden zone of life. June Bufan found a hidden spot and opened the brocade pouch that Bai Liener had given him. Instantly, an illusory aura spread out, with traces of violet energy mixed in. The image of the Xianyang demon emperor appeared, speaking, my son, Bufan. June Bufan exclaimed in delight, is this father's dharma manifestation? I'm saved. Such overwhelming power, just as expected from father. Moments later, a cataclysmic explosion erupted from the area, accompanied by June Bufan's furious roar. Clenching his fists tightly, he seethed, a misunderstanding. Then what was everything I've done all these years? What about my hatred? Was it all just a joke? The grand cause of the demon realm, the clash of the immortal path. Ji Yao and I were nothing more than pawns. Father, you are truly ruthless. I want to become stronger. I don't want to be a mere pawn anymore, I want to be the one who controls the board. The gate of death. I must find the gate of death. The scene shifts to the city. Yue anxiously rides a white Chilan beast, rushing out of the city gates. The people in the city watch and whisper among themselves, isn't that the daughter of Grand Preceptor Song? Why is she leaving the city in such a hurry? Just as she was about to whip her mount into a gallop, she suddenly heard Jun Jiao's voice, Xiao. Xiao Wei. Startled, Yu Wei turned her head, her face full of surprise. Sister Jun Jiao. The scene shifts again. After a while, the two finish their conversation, and Jun Jiao says, I originally left the imperial capital to look for a certain flower tea. On my way back, I heard that my father and my entire family had been arrested. Yu Wei, do you know what happened? Yu Wei pondered, it seems she still doesn't know the situation. Then she replied, the specifics are too complicated to explain in a short time. Yu Wei hesitated for a moment, thinking, forget it, it's better if she asks Jun Fan herself. Then she grabbed Jun Jiao's hand and said directly, come with me. The two then galloped off on horseback in search of Jun Bufan. Meanwhile, Jun Jiao was still thinking about a man sitting in Yowei's arms. She secretly thought, if only it were young Lord Chang'e holding me instead. Thus, the two rode off quickly on a single horse, while behind them, a lone figure watched them silently from afar. Gu Chang'e curled his lips into a lewd smile. I knew it. With Song Yowei's kind of fate, how could she not be involved in all this? But what role will she play? Now that is something to look forward to. I suppose it's time for me to make my move. With that, the young man activated a barrier, and his figure gradually faded, slipping away like a yellow eel burrowing into a hole. The scene shifts to the forbidden zone of life. Jun Bufan's voice rang out, this is where the corpse flowers grow. Even the laws of heaven and earth are filled with the aura of death. The gate of death must be here. Bai Lianer said, a quasi-supreme once fell here, turning into a field of withered bones. Damn it. Every single one of you, I won't let any of you off. Humph, stay calm. I must stay calm. I can't lose control. If Bai Lianer is Gu Chang'e's person, then the silk pouch she gave me must have some ulterior motive. Fortunately, only I can open it, but even so, if it leaves any traces, they could find my location. Damn. Bai Lianer knows where my sister is. Damn it. Not far away, Gu Chang'e had already arrived at the forbidden zone of life. Gu Chang'e spoke, the existence of the forbidden zone of life is enough to influence the fate of the demon realm. It seems there's indeed something hidden here. Gu Chang'e replied, I plan to throw you in first to test if the formations inside are dangerous. Gu Chang'e suddenly turned back with a mysterious smile. Arguing already? Suddenly, Bai Lianer stepped out from the void and said, I have you to thank for this. Gu Chang'e said, since you're back, lead the way then. Thus, she led the two into the forbidden zone of life. Luochen asked, the entrance to the gate of death is here. Are you sure it's here? There's nothing here, not even a trace of rune fluctuations. Gu Chang'e drew his weapon and said indifferently, she can sense us. That makes things simple. After speaking, he stood tall and called out loudly, I have come from afar. Why won't Miss Ruashi show herself? Hidden in the shadows, Jun Ruashi gasped in shock, the Xianyang heavenly blade. Before she could react, Gu Chang'e slowly walked out. Bai Lianer hurriedly asked, did you kill her? Both of them fixed their gazes on the sword in Gu Chang'e's hand, where fresh blood still lingered on the blade. Jiang Luocheng said indifferently, don't be surprised. Even if she were an unparalleled beauty, if she was his enemy, he wouldn't show mercy. So, what exactly is inside the well? Gu Chang'e replied coldly, a mysterious portal. With that, he casually grabbed the corner of Jiang Luocheng's robe. Then, without hesitation, he used it to wipe the blood off his sword, leaving Jiang Luocheng so stunned that his eyes widened in disbelief. Gu Chang'e continued, don't ask so many questions. When the time comes, you'll naturally know. Jiang Luoqing roared in fury, "Bastard! You damn dog!" Gu Chang'e chuckled and said, "Let's go. It's time to leave. Jun Xiao has already met Jun Bufan." He turned to glance at the deep well, thinking to himself, Jun Ruoshi isn't incapable of leaving this well. Rather, if she does leave, losing her suppression will cause the aura within to erupt in turmoil. Perhaps the 6 emperors are worried that such a disturbance would attract outsiders, or even draw the attention of the upper realm's orthodoxy. Ha ha ha, how convenient. I don't want to be discovered by the upper realm either. Such an abundant source of life energy. If I could leave behind an innate divine spirit to devour and refine it, perhaps I could step into the supreme realm. I'll test him later. Suddenly, a voice called out from the distance, "Sister Yue." Jun Xiao quickly rode forward and asked, Xiaofan, why are you here?" Jun Bufan replied indifferently, "I heard that ruins are about to emerge here, but my strength is limited, so I invited Yue to join me." "Sister, why are you here as well?" "You." Jun Xiao answered, "When I was picking tea on my way back home, I found out that father and everyone else had been imprisoned by His Majesty. I didn't know what to do, then I ran into Yue." "Xiaofan, what should we do now?" Jun Bufan reassured her, "Sister, don't worry. Perhaps this time, father made a mistake in his duties, causing Empress Ji Xiao to be displeased." Jun Xiao anxiously said, "Then let's hurry back and think of a way to save them. Forget about these ruins, okay?" Jun Bufan smiled slightly and said, "Don't worry. Maybe after some time, the Empress will calm down and release father. After all, he has served her for many years. Now that we're already here, wouldn't it be a pity to miss out on these ruins? I heard that a mysterious gate of the demon realm is hidden here. This is a rare opportunity, we must not delay. Let's go." Jun Xiao remained silent after hearing this, while Yue thought to herself, even now, he still refuses to tell the truth. Then, the 3 of them floored the accelerator and sped away, disappearing in the blink of an eye. Moments later, Gu Chang'e and his group arrived as well. Gu Chang'e said, "It seems Jun Bufan has indeed found the correct route." Jiang Luoqing asked, "Gu Chang'e, what exactly did you do to make Jun Xiao so obedient, even willing to cooperate?" The Eel King sneered slyly and said, "Does that really matter?" Luoqing scoffed, "Oh, let me guess, another one of those old tricks, threatening his family." "Miss Bai, don't you agree?" Bai Lianer replied calmly, "Princess Luoqing, speaking so bluntly, aren't you afraid of getting killed?" Luoqing shouted, "What do I have to be afraid of?" But upon seeing the eerie smile forming on Gu Chang'e's face, she quickly changed her tune, "Forget it, I won't say any more." Bai Lianer continued, "It looks like they've already entered the forbidden grounds. I'll go scout ahead first." As soon as she finished speaking, her figure slowly faded away. Gu Chang'e nodded, "All right, I'll leave it to you, Lianer. We'll follow shortly after." The scene shifted to Jun Bufan. As he walked forward, he said, "Deeper inside, that should be the gate. I can already sense its aura. But this red mist is highly..." As he spoke, he thought to himself, "I always thought it was just a piece of incense. I never imagined that the green stone my father gave me back then would actually be the key." Just then, a long sword came hurtling through the air, accompanied by a furious shout, "Hand it over." Jun Bufan's expression changed drastically. He quickly chanted an incantation to summon a magical artifact, then waved his hand to block the incoming sword. The sword and the artifact clashed violently, unleashing a powerful shockwave that shook the entire ground. As he focused his gaze, he saw that the attacker was none other than the cold and stunning Bai Lianer, charging at him with unrelenting ferocity. Jun Bufan was horrified. "Bai Lianer. How did she find me? I checked that silk pouch thoroughly." Yue exclaimed, "She's a quasi-supreme." Bai Lianer's expression was firm as she said coldly, "If you don't hand over the key today, you will die without a doubt. As soon as she finished speaking, she instantly split into 5 clones, each wielding a sword and attacking from different directions. But how could Jun Bufan be so easily dealt with? He immediately activated his magical treasure to defend himself. The power of the Book of Mortality formed a shield around him, repelling Bai Lianer's sword energy upon contact. Bai Lianer sneered in frustration, do you think this thing can protect you forever? Jun Bufan replied calmly, as long as it lasts until I enter the door, that's all the time I need. Bai Lianer glanced at the 2 people beside him and sneered, so you don't care about their lives at all? Yu Wei sensed danger and quickly stepped in front of Jun Xiao, her face full of fear. Jun Bufan roared, don't you dare. If you so much as harm a single hair on their heads, I will hunt you down to the ends of the earth and kill you. Bai Lianer chuckled lightly, oh. So you're saying you'll abandon them? How heartless. But don't worry, once you go inside, I'll make sure to give them a swift death. Jun Bufan was furious to the extreme and bellowed, you dare threaten me? Bai Lianer, you weren't like this before. If Uncle Bai Kun knew you were now aiding and abetting evil, what would he think? Bai Lianer shouted angrily, shut up. My father trusted your father's lies, and that's why my mother died early. I almost fell for your provocation. But the one who's really here to deal with you has arrived. As soon as she finished speaking, a massive eel's mouth suddenly appeared in the sky, signaling that someone was about to be utterly crushed. Jun Bufan seethed with rage, if I hand over the key to Gu Chang'e now, I'll have no way out. There's no time to think, I need to get inside first. With that, he leaped forward, aiming for the door. But just then, Gu Chang'e casually waved his hand, summoning his Susanoo, which was gripping a woman, Jun Ruashi. Gu Chang'e smirked, oh, don't be in such a hurry. If these 2 aren't enough, what about your dear sister? Jun Ruashi was indeed still alive, though her neck had been lightly slashed. She had likely been captured after suffering severe torment at Gu Chang'e's hands. At this moment, she weakly murmured, Bufan. Gu Chang'e continued, if you dare run, I'll cut off her head immediately. Seeing this, Bai Lianer mused to herself, threatening with family again, such a familiar tactic. Jun Bufan roared in fury, sister. Gu Chang'e. You bastard. I'm going to kill you. Before he even finished shouting, he channeled the power of the Book of Mortality and launched a furious attack at Gu Chang'e. But Gu Chang'e remained unbothered, calmly drawing his war blade, a smug smile on his face. Overestimating yourself. In an instant, Gu Chang'e slashed down, shattering Jun Bufan's Book of Mortality power in one stroke. Seeing this, Jun Bufan was utterly terrified, his voice filled with despair as he screamed, Xian Yang Heaven Blade. Uncle Yi. Uncle Yi, did you kill him? Over there, Gu Chang'e controlled Su Yakin, lifting Jun Ruashi with both hands, making her delicate body sway in the wind. Pressing a blade against her neck, he coldly asked, well. Choose. Jun Ruashi whispered, Bufan, don't worry about me. Go through that door and find father. Only he can save you and avenge sister. At this moment, Jun Bufan was utterly powerless, standing helplessly in place as he cried out in despair, sister. Gu Chang'e sneered insidiously and continued, your sister is willing to give up her life for you, and now, if you abandon her, wouldn't you be worse than a beast? With that, Gu Chang'e lightly stabbed Jun Ruashi's side with the blade, and blood immediately seeped out. Jun Bufan shouted in terror, stop. I'll give it to you. I'll give you the key, but you must swear upon your Tao heart that you won't harm any of us again. Gu Chang'e smirked in satisfaction and said, all right, deal. Scene transition a while later, the 3 of them were seated, and Gu Chang'e spoke, I have sealed his cultivation. You all stay here and guard them. After speaking, he picked up the key and examined it carefully, murmuring, there's nothing particularly special about it. It just looks like some kind of demonic beast scale. Jiang Luochun, growing curious, leaned in to take a look. What's that? But before she could